Hi, thank you for tuning in to our next series, Creative Solutions by the Gordon Group. It's not just what we know, but also who we know. We feel that that's really how we stand out from the crowd. So we're more than just sales. We can direct you into anything that you would need real estate wise. And let's face it, everything comes back to real estate one way or another. So today we are talking about painting. And I am here with...
I'm Jim Sprick with 5 Star Painting.
Yes, and Jim, how long have you been painting?
Since August of 2014.
What did you do before that?
I was a quality engineer.
See, and that is something that I really like. Not only are you really good at your job, but you understand quality. You're used to checking it, and you're an engineer, and I come from a family of engineers, so I know how detailed engineers are. And so we've already referred to you a couple of times and have had really great feedback. So painting your home to get it ready for sale, we'll talk about first. And curb appeal is really, really important, isn't it, Jim?
It sure is.
I always say that that's your first impression. Mm-hmm. That is, so for instance, I'll have someone contact me and say, I want to see this house, and then 24 hours later say, never mind, take it off the list. And you know why? It's because they drove by it and they didn't like what they see. So I always say the front door and the house should be very clean, and if there's any peeling paint, it should be painted. Let me ask you a few questions about that. So we were talking about the current colors of today. The exterior colors, I don't know, have changed that much, have they?
I don't think so.
No, I think they're pretty solid. Can you paint over vinyl?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, it's really important when you're painting over vinyl siding to make sure that it's clean, that any of the chalkiness that happens when the paint breaks down is removed, and then just using a paint that's been formulated for vinyl siding.
So sometimes we find vinyl siding from the 70s that we don't like so much because
right.
Maybe it's green, or you can come in and paint it and they don't have to re-side the whole house, right?
Absolutely, and
yeah.
Probably for a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, that's what I would say, especially if the vinyl's in good shape. It just needs to be cleaned well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how about front doors?
Oh, sure. Yeah, painting the front door is something we do with just about every job.
Okay.
And, you know, there's a lot of science that goes into coordinating the right color for the front door, and we can help with that.
Well, that's good you said that, because you'll actually bring out paint swatches, and you have somebody that will help with the color design too.
Yeah, we work with all the major brands. They all have a designer on staff. So depending upon the brand of paint that we're planning to use, we can bring one of their design professionals out, and they can make sure that the customer is going to be delighted with the colors that they picked, because a lot of people are very nervous, and it's a sizable investment to paint the exterior of your home. So
it's probably the most important thing, though, too, right?
Yeah, you don't want to regret the color that you chose.
Oh yeah, this is true. This is very true. And so, and I think there's apps where you can actually take a picture of your home and put that color on there. And I've seen them, so I know Sherwin-Williams has mm-hmm. one, and a couple of other ones. So if you're picking their paint, you can actually pick their paint and put it on a picture of your home and see what that looks like.
Yep, you sure can.
Yeah, I think you shared that with me.
Yeah, it works really well. It's not difficult to use, like you said, a picture of your home, and you just sort of tell it to put color in these spaces, and it does it.
So it looks different from a little swatch than a great big wall.
Well, yeah, it sure can. Yeah.
So it's nice to have those samples where you can kind of get an idea
mm-hmm.
of what things look like. And I always say, if you're going to pick a few things to paint, the outside curb appeal is very important, mm-hmm. and I think the kitchen and living room is very important. Would you agree?
Yeah, those are some of the things that really sell the home, the kitchen especially.
Right.
So,
right. So how about painting kitchen cabinets? That's a big deal. Is that something you do?
Yes, we do, and it's really a specialty process. It's not something that just anybody can do, and there's very specific steps you need to go through. Involve, you know, cleaning up, you know, there's a lot of oil and grease from cooking that accumulates. Using the right kind of products to sand the cabinets after getting them clean, the right kind of primer, and the right kind of top coat are all really, really important in cabinet painting.
So I've walked into some homes where the cabinets are older, but they were good quality cabinets. But now they need freshening up, and you see a lot of that either two-tone painted cabinets where there's one color on top and another color on the mm-hmm. bottom, or they'll do the charcoal gray. And if you paint it, it looks brand new. I would rather do that for a sale of a home than have you buy a whole new kitchen.
Well, again,
Right?
for a fraction of the cost, you
Right.
can get the kitchen cabinets repainted, you know,
Right.
probably 25% of what it might cost to get all brand new.
But if you're moving into a home that needs to be renovated, they say that you should renovate the rooms that you're going to use the most. So those feel good, and then go to the ones that you don't use as much. But a new kitchen is quite costly. So you could maybe, if the cabinets were in good shape, you could paint them and put granite countertops, new poles, and you feel like you have a brand new kitchen, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then you can save for that new kitchen design down the road. You don't have to do it now.
Yeah.
So I like that as well. Can you tell folks a little bit what they need to do to prepare for you to come out?
Well, what we do is we schedule estimates through our call center, which is very easy for the customer to do. We've got an 800 number, and they book the appointment. I get a email notification of it. I call the customer to confirm, and we talk about what they'd like to accomplish before I come out, and then they need to show me the spaces that they want to get painted, and we put an estimate together and present it, you know, while we're there. We go over it, and if everything looks good to the customer, we can get the job scheduled.
So you're getting ready to get into your busy season, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Once the weather warms up, we've got a number of jobs on the docket, which are exteriors, you know, that customers have given us deposits for, and they're ready to get going. But we're typically not much more than 2 to 3 weeks out, even during our busy season.
Well, that's perfect for me, because when I'm listing a home, if I have my perfect scenario, which rarely happens, but if I have my perfect scenario, I want 2 or 3 weeks, because I want to get my marketing ready, my advertising ready. And then at the very last, we come in and take the pictures and then get that done, so that would give you time to get on the calendar and for us to do what we need to do. So I like that time frame. Also, I want to mention that you have great customer service, great ethics. The people that we interview are always people that fit our culture, and we feel that you're that person.
Well, thank you. You know, there's a number of things that a customer can do to, you know, review us. We've got testimonials on Google, over 50 testimonials on Google, Angie's List, Home Advisor.
You're
and
on
they're all
Yelp
5
too, aren't you?
We don't do a lot of Yelp. Yelp
No?
doesn't seem
Okay.
terribly popular in this area, and but all of our reviews are 5 out of 5 stars. So you know, we're very proud of that.
You should be.
And that's the approach we take to every customer's project. We want a 5-star review. We want them to be delighted with the work.
Well, thank you. And if someone wanted to get a hold of you for an estimate, how would they get a hold of you?
Well, again, there's 2 ways. There's an 800 number, or there's actually a local number that goes to our call center, 616-222-0750. Friendly call center people will pick up the phone, ask for your zip code, and take down your information and schedule an estimate. If you're more of an online person, 5starpainting.com. Enter your zip code again, and you can see all the appointment times that are available.
And again, if you want me to connect you, Michelle Gordon, call or text 616-443-0596. Thanks so much for listening to us, and stay tuned for our next creative solution.